Hi everyone, I'm Renette from Ironside Fitness, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about incorporating more vegetables and protein with each meal. So we all know we need to eat our vegetables. We've been told since we were kids, and you probably tell your kids every day, eat your vegetables. So we often intend to eat more, but we don't always follow through. And one reason might be you just don't know how to incorporate a certain vegetable into a meal, or you have a bunch of veggies in your fridge, but what do I do with them? If that's the case, just do a quick Google search and you'll find so many recipes, ideas, and tips that you can incorporate them in and make sure you get them into your meal. Another reason why we don't always have our veggies is you don't always feel like eating them, right? I mean, if there's a chocolate bar or broccoli, I know I'd rather go for the chocolate bar, but sometimes you just have to do it, right? When you go to the gym, you don't always feel like working out, but you go, you do it, you feel great that you did it. So same thing with veggies. Sometimes you just gotta do it, eat them, and you'll be glad you did. Another tip is to start with your veggies with your meal. So have a big portion of your vegetables or a salad before you move on to your carbs, your protein, just so you make sure you get in those vitamins and minerals. Lastly, it's not that easy to access fruits and vegetables when you're on the road. The Starbucks doesn't just have a display cabinet of fresh veggies prepared for you, so you have to be prepared and plan ahead. So it's always easy to chop up some veggies, put them in a container, and take them on the go with you. Same thing with smoothies. I like to add spinach and cucumber to my smoothies. You don't even taste them, and it adds a nice freshness, and then you get a nice big serving of veggies in your to-go smoothie. So what about protein? It's recommended that you have about 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. So everyone's going to have different protein requirements throughout the day, but that's a general recommendation per meal. And what often happens is that we load up on dinner time for our protein recommendations. So we have a big amount of protein at dinner, and then lunch and especially breakfast is not as much. So some ideas that we can do to really balance out your protein is that if you're having lots of protein at dinner, maybe split that protein portion in half and take the rest for leftovers the next day for lunch. Whatever you've taken out, just replace it with more vegetables, right? Another way to get more protein is protein powder. Same thing with veggies. You know, there's not going to be nice, fresh protein sources, meat everywhere you go, right? So protein powder is a great way if you're in a rush or have a time crunch, throw it in a smoothie or shake it up with some milk, and then you can on the go and you have that protein source. Another way is to, as I said with veggies, make sure you eat your veggies first and then move on to your protein source before moving to the carbs. Eating like that is going to help decrease that spike of insulin and blood sugar before you eat, and then you know you've got those vitamins, those minerals, you got your protein, and then you can move on to the other dishes. And then lastly, it's good to track your protein and just have an awareness of how much protein is actually in your food. For example, eggs and nuts, for sure they have protein in them, but you'd have to eat 5 eggs to get that 30 grams of protein for breakfast, for example. And who really eats 5 eggs, right? Or you'd have to eat a whole cup of almonds to get 30 grams of protein. So if you feel that with your salad at lunch, a handful of almonds is enough protein, that's not going to quite cut it. So just look into your food sources and get an idea of how much protein is actually in them, because sometimes we don't have as much as we think we do. Hopefully that gives you some tips and some ideas, and thank you. I hope you have a great day.